Look at it. Jupiter drifts through the dark in bands of cream, rust, and pale gold, swirling slowly like paint stirred into water. It looks peaceful, like the calmest, most beautiful object in the entire solar system. A giant marble, glowing softly against the black. That is a lie. Beneath those soft clouds is the most violent, hostile, and terrifying environment anywhere in our solar system. A place with no ground to stand on. An ocean of liquid metal wide enough to swallow a dozen Earths. Storms bigger than our entire planet, raging for centuries without stopping. And an invisible force so powerful it could kill you in minutes without ever laying a hand on you. By the end of this video, you will never look at Jupiter the same way again, because that gentle giant isn't gentle at all. It's a monster. It always has been. For decades, astronomers assumed Jupiter formed the peaceful way every planet is supposed to. Gas and dust spiraling slowly together, gently condensing over millions of years into a giant ball of hydrogen and helium. We were wrong. In 2016, NASA's Juno spacecraft arrived at Jupiter and began measuring its gravity with a precision no mission had ever achieved. What it found didn't just add detail to the story, it broke the story completely. Jupiter's core isn't the small, dense ball scientists expected. It's enormous and strange. Its heavy elements, rock and metal, smeared across a region reaching nearly halfway to the surface, instead of sitting neatly at the center. Something violent happened down there, something that shattered Jupiter's original core and mixed the wreckage through its own body.
The leading explanation sounds almost too dramatic to be real. Sometime in Jupiter's infancy, while the solar system was still a chaotic swarm of newborn worlds, something massive, a planetary embryo roughly 10 times the mass of Earth, slammed directly into it. Not a graze, a head-on collision, violent enough to tear through Jupiter's core and scatter that dead world's remains through its interior. A wound it never fully healed from. And that may not have been an isolated event. Jupiter's gravity, the strongest of any planet in our solar system, spent its early life reaching out and dragging in smaller worlds, planetesimals, failed planets, debris that never got the chance to become anything else, pulling them apart and swallowing what remained. Jupiter didn't grow up peacefully. It ate its way to the top. It became king of the solar system not through patience, but by devouring the competition. Now, imagine you could survive falling into it. You can't, but imagine it anyway. There's no surface waiting for you, no mountains, no ocean floor, no ground of any kind. Jupiter is a planet built entirely out of sky. If you fell toward it, you'd simply keep falling. Through thickening gas, deeper and deeper, with nothing beneath you but more atmosphere, forever, until something else killed you first. And what's waiting in that atmosphere isn't gentle. The most famous feature on Jupiter, the Great Red Spot, isn't a peaceful red eye watching the cosmos. It's a hurricane, an anticyclone 1.3 times wider than planet Earth, spinning for well over a century, maybe far longer, with winds strong enough to tear a city apart. And it isn't thin. It isn't decoration sitting on the surface. NASA's Juno probe found the Great Red Spot reaches at least 300 miles, close to 500 kilometers, down into Jupiter's atmosphere, while the jet streams feeding it plunge thousands of miles deeper still, tying that famous red eye to the hidden furnace of the planet's interior. Now, go to the poles. Jupiter's poles crackle with chaotic swarms of lightning, unlike anything a human has ever witnessed. Some bolts carrying more energy than the most powerful lightning ever recorded on Earth. This is a planet where the weather alone could kill you 100 different ways, long before you ever reached solid ground. Because there is no solid ground to reach. So, let's keep falling. Past the storms, past the clouds. The sky around you fades from blue to grey to absolute black. Not night. There's no day or night down here, just permanent darkness. Because sunlight cannot reach this deep, and never will again. The pressure keeps climbing. It's already unbearable, and it keeps building, mile after mile, until it does something that sounds impossible. It starts crushing gas into liquid.
Jupiter's hydrogen, still technically a gas, is squeezed so hard it stops behaving like one, thickening into a vast, dark, endless ocean with no shore. Keep falling, and it gets stranger. Thousands of miles deeper, the pressure grows so extreme, millions of times greater than anything at Earth's surface, that the liquid hydrogen is crushed even further, until its own atoms come apart and its electrons are ripped loose to roam freely. The hydrogen stops behaving like a liquid at all and starts behaving like a metal. Liquid, metallic, glowing with heat, electrically conductive. This ocean is staggering in scale, tens of thousands of miles deep, easily the largest ocean anywhere in the solar system, and it isn't made of water, it's made of liquefied metal. Under enough heat and pressure that if you fell into it, your body wouldn't just be crushed, it would be crushed instantly. That swirling ocean of metallic hydrogen isn't just terrifying to imagine, it's the source of something even more dangerous. As that vast, electrically conductive ocean churns beneath Jupiter's rapid 10-hour rotation, it acts like a colossal dynamo, generating a magnetic field roughly 20,000 times stronger than Earth's, the most powerful magnetic field of any planet in our solar system. Invisible, silent, lethal. That field reaches out and grabs charged particles from the Sun and from Jupiter's own volcanic moon, Io, hurling them to devastating speeds and trapping them in radiation belts that surround the planet like an invisible minefield. When NASA's Pioneer probes flew past Jupiter back in the 1970s, they absorbed radiation 1,000 times beyond what would kill a human being in a matter of hours.
If an unprotected astronaut wandered into that radiation, it wouldn't take days to kill them. It would take minutes. Even our machines aren't safe. Juno, the very spacecraft behind most of what you've just heard, hides its electronics inside a 500-pound vault of solid titanium just to survive. And still, it absorbs radiation equivalent to over 100 million dental X-rays across its mission. Jupiter doesn't just look dangerous, it's built an invisible weapon around itself, one that can kill you without ever needing to touch you. And yet, after everything, the devoured planets, the storms bigger than our world, the metal ocean, the killing radiation, Jupiter might also be part of the reason any of us are here to talk about it at all. For decades, we told ourselves a comforting story, that Jupiter's gravity acts like a cosmic vacuum cleaner, sweeping up rogue comets and asteroids before they reach us. There's real truth in that. Jupiter's enormous gravity does fling many long-period comets out of the solar system entirely, comets that might otherwise, eventually, find their way to Earth. But even that story is more complicated than we'd like. The same gravity that protects us from some objects nudges others onto new, dangerous paths, sometimes sending asteroids and comets closer to Earth than they'd travel if Jupiter weren't there at all. Jupiter isn't a clean, simple shield. It never does anything the simple way. So here's the paradox we're left with. Jupiter is a crushing, radioactive, storm-torn monster, capable of killing you a dozen different ways, in every layer, at every depth. And it is also, in its own chaotic, indifferent way, tangled up with our survival. A violent force that helped shape the solar system into one where life on Earth became possible at all. It is the scariest planet in our solar system. It always has been, but like it or not, it's our monster. If you want more deep dives into the terrifying, beautiful, impossible truths hiding in our solar system, subscribe to Cosmicove, because the universe is far stranger and far more dangerous than it looks from down here.